So I wanted to start with a reminder of the guiding principles because I'm conscious that perhaps some people are new to Access and are not aware of these principles and how they've been kind of established and integrated into the project. So there are three. The first is environmental sustainability. And really, as a project and as a network, we aim to embed environmental sustainability into our practice. The second is equality, diversity and inclusion. So we aim to foster this safe and welcoming and inclusive culture that thinks across these three areas of inclusion. And then knowledge co-production. So adopt and promote knowledge co-production across the Access network. So it becomes part of what we do as a matter of course. Now, these three principles are not groundbreaking. Lots of people use these principles in their work, so they're not unique to Access, and we're not claiming to have invented them. However, what we are doing is thinking about them as a framework and using them in a way where we consider the implications across the three principles. So we're thinking about an integrated approach to these three guiding principles. They were developed by the team before I arrived through research on best practice, consultation with Access stakeholders, and through self-reflection and feedback within the project. And as Patrick described yesterday, there's a real culture of evaluation and reflection within Access, and this is part of that. They were published formally in 2023, and we're hoping off the back of this evaluation that we'll be able to produce both a revised version of the guidance, but also perhaps some more practical tools that we'll be able to use to share with the community within Access, but beyond Access as well, to make it possible for people to take up this practice if that's what they want to do. The framework is relevant across academic, policy and practice settings. It's not just for university researchers. And we've been, well, I think it's probably in the planning, but as part of Access, we have the Flex Fund. We heard from three of those projects yesterday, and we've acquired the Flex Fund projects to consider how they were going to integrate those principles from the application stage. So we've had that opportunity to see the principles working in practice. And we've also had people across Access trying to implement these principles. So there's been quite a lot of users since 2023 when they were published. Okay, so those were the three aims. And this idea that there's a framework, but we don't want to set rules because we all work in quite different settings and it's very context specific. So instead, we provide prompts for considering the implications of our practice within those specific contexts. And we encourage reflective dialogue about how those three principles are integrated. And the intention is to help practitioners make conscious, considered choices when they're planning their environmental social science research. So when they're planning an event or when they're planning some data collection, when they're thinking about their impact, all of these things, there's an opportunity to consider how these guiding principles factor in